My name is James Williams Jr., and this is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Now, if this last video that I did offended anybody, yo, look, this is the life of a soldier. We don't get much. We don't get shit when we retire, providing that we live long enough to retire. You get trips, you get free flights as long as you're enlisted. You get a military discount on damn near everything at certain restaurants on certain days. And if you're lucky, some places veterans actually eat for free. But most of the time, that's not really doable. No. But I will say you gotta have the credentials. And, you should, wherever you go, have to use your veterans card or your cat card. Yeah, I look horrible without hair. But you should be able to do that. Where sometimes we can't. There are veterans that are amputees. There are veterans that are wheelchairs, and they have programs to help us when we're um, PTSD and stressed and all this other stuff. And for that young lady, I'm not mad at you. I'm just making a point. Your ignorance is not your fault. You don't know soldiers, and you probably live in a privileged society. You're probably a rich person who has no worries. I mean, you're a chick. I mean, chicks don't worry about small stuff. Not really. Y'all worry about big stuff. Well, here's the thing you need to know, young lady. Big stuff cometh from small stuff. So if you take care of it while it's small, it won't blow up in your face. Now, I didn't get to see what you look like. I didn't get to see what your ethnicity is. I'm not going to assume that you are white or anything else, but we do know that you are a chick. And how you feel about military people getting discounts is incorrect. And if you're watching, you know, that soldier deserved a discount. Period. I'm pretty sure that if the shoes were reversed and he had said something, everybody in that restaurant would have jumped on him for saying something to a military female. Because you guys are there. There are female soldiers, and they work hard, and they've been through a whole bunch of shit. Some of them have even been dishonored. You know, and the thing is, there's a lot in the world that you civilians just don't know. Y'all see shit right in front of you and don't know. We see the same shit that y'all see, and we know. We know if shit's about to hit the fucking fan. We know that things could go really south really fucking quickly, and y'all don't get that. And the thing y'all gotta get is that we're here to protect you, just like the police. The difference is we go to war. The police stay here and go to war. And their job, just like our job, is to protect and serve. They've taken the same damn oath. Trust me. It might be tweaked a little bit for the police department, but for the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Marines, and the Coast Guard, it's the same oath of protecting and serving against foreign and domestic terrorism. And I was a National Guard. So when the police can't do the job, they call us in. I don't know what that soldier was. I don't know if he was Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, whatever. We're all brothers at arms. And though we all have a friendly rivalry, because everybody knows that the dog faces, the jarheads, and the nasty girls don't all see eye to eye. The water rats, on the other hand, the sailors, I don't think anybody really has a problem with them unless it's a problem between the Navy and the Coast Guard. But as far as the Army and Marines, we all have issues, that we tend to we tend to joke around a little bit, but Army's better, Navy's better, Marines are better. You know, all soldiers have that thing that we do of which armed force is better. And to be all honest with you, because I was a National Guard, which means I'm Army. Army has at least 3 to 4 branches of the military. You gotta understand. You have the Army, the actual Army. You have the reserves. You have ROTC, and you have National Guard. All right. I know what you're thinking. Why did you bring up ROTC? Well, ROTC is Army. They're just the I guess the creme de la creme of the Army. I don't know if that's exactly the right term, but you know they're like up here. Well, the main Army's like right here, and the reserves and National Guard are running a tie right here. All right. Now the downside of being a National Guard is I can't use a GI Bill to get my education. But since I got hurt during service, Voc Rehab, and I got into that program, is supposed to send me back to school so I can find um, equitable work. Sorry, text message from my cousin. Damn it, I can't spell Bojangles, y'all. Anyway, you know, we as a guardsman, they call us the weekend warriors. They call us the nasty girls, and we are your first and last line of defense. Because of a few years back, there was a lot of complaints, so they started sending the guard in more because we're really supposed to be like your disaster force. If there's a natural disaster, a hurricane or tornado, and the police need backup and people need to be evacuated, they call us in. Where the reserves are generally called in more as for going to be deployed. Everybody's starting to be deployed now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Everybody's being deployed. I think ROTC is the only people who aren't really being deployed, which goes back to why I said they are the creme de la creme. Which is also when I tell people if they want to join the Army, go to college. So that you can have rank once you get through boot camp. I also tell them that if you don't want to be deployed, from what I've been told, the best way to do this is to go through ROTC. Now, things change, so might want to jump on that bandwagon as fast as possible. Uh, to this young lady, I will request one thing from you, and only one thing. I'm sorry that I called you ignorant. You don't have to accept that apology. I don't really give a flying hell if you don't. I requested you go to a veterans hospital. Volunteer to read to some of the vets who don't have eyesight anymore because of cataracts or because they lost them in one of the incursions that we had to have when we go across seas where we're not always the fucking good guys, and sometimes we are the bad guys. Just a part of perspective, The UN sends us in to try to help solve a problem. Sometimes solving a problem means we solve a problem. That's me. I'm saying this as um, politically correct as possible, so that if any of my drill sergeants and them are watching, I don't want them to think that I didn't pay attention. As I did pay attention, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, and I know how to sleep with my eyes open. Anyway, I want this young lady who was so enamored or ultimately disgusted by him asking for a discount to take your time and go to your local VA, volunteer as a candy stripe, go see what these vets have gone through. And if you have a strong stomach and you have to go see a vet who's like this, he has no arm or no arm, I'm not going to do it. But anyway, you go see a vet who has no legs, who has nothing from the knees up, where he has nothing but his private part and his chest area. You go see what these guys have and how hard it is for them. Google Disabled Veterans of America and volunteer to go look at these vets. Go spend time with a vet. Ask a vet questions. And then you look at yourself in the mirror and then you ask if you still think that we don't need a discount. And then you'll understand. Veterans need that discount. It's a privilege that we deserve. It's a privilege that if you have a son or a daughter in the next 15 or 20 years, because you were young, I could tell by the way you talked that you were young. If you have a child that enlists in the military and go, you will understand. A lot of people give people a hard time when vets ask for veterans discounts. And a veteran's discount should extend to their wife and children. It should. And so should their health care. Without question. Hell, in fact, I think everybody on earth should just have free health care. And doctors took the hypocritic, that motherfucking oath to not take a life or hurt a life. Uh, should healthcare just like be free for everybody, universally, like literally everybody in every country, everywhere, no matter where you are, wherever you get hurt, healthcare shouldn't be that big of a fucking deal. Because without the people of the world, there is no world. And I think if you honestly don't think that vets deserve a discount, join the army. Be Private Benjamin. Join the army, and sorry. Damn it. I hate texting. Join the army. And even if you don't make it all the way through, join the army and see how difficult it is when you're not making mad money and you have to go and risk your life. Let me tell you the base pay. Because I didn't use my college courses, so I was an E1. I was a fuzzy. I made maybe $1,600 a month. Maybe. If not $1,600 a month, then $800 a month. One of the two. But not having a family means I could manage my money better. But a lot of veterans have 2 or 3 kids. And $1,600 might put food on the table for a month. It might pay the rent for a month. But when this soldier gets a bullet in the fucking skull, his money's cut off. He's not getting anything. His wife might get a third of that after they bury him. Because the funeral's free. After they bury him, his wife and his children still have to live. They still have to eat. They still have to breathe. They still have to bathe. They still have to finish fucking school. And while they're grieving, and you're worrying about why we want privileges, where every night did you sleep sound, and every night did you get up and drive your car and get to go look at the stars? The only time we get to look at the stars is if we're on night patrol. Alright? Because we're usually doing more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day. Alright? That's not just a fucking slogan. That's a fucking fact. You don't think military people deserve a military discount. So, I give you this. Go to a recruiter and ask if you can spend a weekend on the barracks. A weekend as a soldier. There should be programs for people like you so that you will understand why we deserve the military discount. There's not a lot of PXs in most military towns. If you're not on the base, there's not a PX anywhere. We don't have a PX here in Charlottesville. And if we do, I haven't found it. But, in the PX, is basically tax-free for soldiers, But in Fort Benning, Georgia, there's a PX. There's some all over the base in Georgia. Half of Fort Benning is half of fucking Georgia. So, you can find a PX in Georgia. It's just certain places that you're just not allowed. But you're not coming on the base without a cat card anyway. So, you think we don't deserve a military discount. And I would greatly tell you that you are wrong. I'm telling you, if you join the military, you will appreciate having that discount. See these shoes? $30. They're the only shoes I can afford. Because a lot of stores don't offer the military discount. And the ones that do, well, the prices are so high, even with the discount, I really can't afford them. And another store, by the way, that I can use my military discount is Foot Locker. The problem is I can't afford their shoes. I'm not begging them to cut the prices off, but a discount is a discount. But a discount that doesn't really make a difference isn't really a discount at all. I'm a poor man. period. I have never really ever paid for a pair of shoes that was more than $100, except for like maybe twice in my life. And sooner or later, your wallet gives you the realization that, okay, I can buy a pair of affordable shoes that's comfortable, or I can run with the Joneses and buy this fucking pair of Nikes that I can't really afford. And then I'm not gonna eat for about a month because I wanted these fucking Nikes. So a pair of $100 Nikes for you, young lady, is a meal for me for a month. You know, because I can go down to the surplus store, and for that $100 that you gave the clerk for those Nikes, I can get 2 boxes of MREs, and that's a meal. That's 3 meals a day. You know, and I can enjoy that. Where granted, eventually that meal is gonna be over, and those $100 shoes are gonna be over. You know, a lot of us soldiers just don't have that fucking money. You know, the army gives you money while you're enlisted. You get full-time service pay. When you're not enlisted, you don't get full-time service pay, and these are the differences, which is why we often have to use that discount, because depending on what your MOS is, you're either gonna have a lot of money or not a lot of money. My MOS was infantry. I was a fucking fuzzy. I made $800 either every 2 weeks or every month. So for the time that I served, you know, I wasn't poor, but as a guardsman, I was going to take a major pay cut when I came home, because as a guardsman, you serve 2 weeks a year, 1 week in a month. And then that 1 week in a month, your basic pay is $250. $250 fucking dollars for a whole weekend, you know, that you are serving. Because you serve 1 week in a month, the first weekend of every month, and 2 weeks a year. I arranged so that I can serve by 2 weeks in the beginning of summer. So it would be like the first weekend of June into the second weekend of June. You know, because I also have a regular job and I want to serve my country, but I still want to work in the civilian world. That's the advantage of being the guard. However, you still have to leave a boot camp. But, you know, when you go to the real army, you serve until your contract's out, and then you re-up. If you're smart, you'll re-up. You want to try and stay in there as long as you can, because that's the only way you're going to get money. You have to get rank. So if you go in as an E2, 3, or specialist, because those are your first 4 ranks, so if you got college rank, you can go in there as a E3, a specialist, and even higher, depending on how many years of college you've had. You know, I didn't know that when I was recruited, so I didn't get that. So I came in as an E1. But the higher your college classes and courses, your rank is when you get in there, you have a better chance of making more money. And if you got a good score on your your ASVAB, your MOS is in infantry, then you're good to go. If you get an engineering job in the Army and you never retire, or you get out and then just subcontract through the Army, you can still get your same basic pay, and you'll be making an ass load of money. So those guys probably don't really care if they use the military discount or not, because they have engineering jobs. They have mechanical jobs. They're not out on the front line eating bullets like my dumbass was supposed to be doing. So, you know, it it's really all about that MOS. And now I'm gonna say last thing before I go, and I'm not trying to be an asshole to you, young lady, and I'm not trying to be a dick, because I am a dick. Dedicated infantry combat killer. We use a lot of acronyms in the military, and I have been a bitch many a times. Haven't been a hero, but I have been a bitch and I have been a dick. If you think that we don't deserve the all-hearted military discount, then I beg you to spend a week at the VA talking to vets. I beg you to find a program where they will let you spend a whole weekend on the military grounds as a program, so that you can understand and see why we need this military discount, and you will probably change your tune. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Africa number 2. If I offended anybody with this video who don't have a love or respect for the Army, then I don't give a fuck. If I offended anybody with this video who do have a love of respect for the Army, hey, soldier to soldier, it wasn't for you. I was trying to set an example so this young lady would not disrespect soldiers because he asked for a military discount. We deserve to eat too. And we deserve to have that military discount be universal in every city in our home country that we are in. We should be able to use that military discount. That military discount should work in hospitals. It should work in restaurants, toy stores, any and everything that's a necessity. I don't abuse the military discount, but use it accordingly. I'm James Williamson. You just come for after number 2. Be seeing you.